Hey guys, and welcome back to another Arrowhead Garage episode. This one is one in the making. If you've been following my channel for the last few years, you know that this 67 Firebird's been sitting in Oklahoma for 25 plus years before I went and picked it up. It was my oldest brother's Keith's car. It sat in neglect when his health started going downhill. Went to Oklahoma, picked it up, brought it back to Arizona, found out it had a Chevy 350 in it, not the original 400 Pontiac that it should have had in it. And so I've been on this quest to restore the car for the family and get it back going. So I told myself at the beginning of June of 2022, I want a Pontiac motor back in this car. I want most of the major body work done to it, the rust done to it, and I want to be able to put a key in it and turn it on and hear a poncho motor fire up the 67 Firebird. Well, guess what? Today, it's July 1, and it's gonna happen today. So let's shut up and let's get to wrenching and let's get into this. And while we're at it, let's make sure we say happy birthday to America and let's do this. Yeah. All right, guys, this is that 1977 Pontiac 350 that we picked up. And as you can see, we're gonna need a few things. So we're gonna need a thermostat, we're gonna need a housing, we're gonna need all kinds of things. We're gonna need to hook up all of our power steering pumps and alternator. We're going to need to take care of the oil filter back there and a few other little details. Of course, we're going to need to plug in some wires, get that all set up, work on a carb a little bit. Or on this side, we need to put in a fuel pump, or we're not going to go very far. And a few little things that we need to finish up wiring and whatnot. So I think our first step is let's steal this fuel pump off this 326 Pontiac motor, and we'll put it over here on this one. All right, let's get started. I picked up a new aluminum housing, new thermostat. We'll go ahead and get all this popped on. Right on. Set her down. And good. Put that gasket on. Don't need any sealant, just paper gasket right down on it. We'll bolt down this thermostat housing. Good. We're making progress today. America. All right, let's steal the fuel pump off the 326 here on this engine. All right, take it over to our 350, clean it off, make sure it's clean. I don't have a gasket, so I'm gonna have to use some Permatex gasket maker to get this to work right. We'll go ahead and paint a little bit of that on, move it around here. And unlike the Chevy motors, you don't need that pin to go up to touch the cam. This Pontiac just comes in, tighten it down, ready to rock and roll. Next, let's get that oil filter changed out. When I was installing the motor, if you remember, I accidentally hit the oil filter and spilled oil everywhere. Next, we need to find top dead center. So go ahead and pull out my distributor, make sure it's lined up. We'll pull spark plug number 1. We'll throw in some tissue paper, and then we're just gonna rotate this thing until that paper pops out, and we'll be pretty much at top dead center. Let's give it a shot here. Careful now, protect your eyeballs. Oh. All right, let's get this distributor back down, tightened up. And like lickety split fast, let me get all these wires put where they need to go as fast as I possibly can while checking my cheat sheet, of course. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that a Pontiac distributor goes counterclockwise, but the motor spins clockwise. I'm learning little by little. Okay, so we got our fuel line. We'll take this hose, we're gonna put it onto there, and then take it underneath to that hard line that goes underneath the engine. This should come up and over and down and connect to a hard line. So this hard line should go down like that, where it'll connect up to fuel line. Maybe that hose needs to be a little bit shorter, don't you think? Fuel pump we had on before actually didn't fit the adapter here, so I went and grabbed another one. So we were trying to use the fuel pump off 326, which is out of a 63 or 64 Tempest engine that just would not work. So we went and we got the right pump here. That hooks up. Then this pretty much will then give us what we need. So we'll just put this tube the best we can, kind of like that. Then this happened. My oldest son came to visit me for Father's Day, and we got to hang out.
We had to go put this thing in a car show or something.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee this will be the talk of the show wherever you bring it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's really cool to have my oldest son Xavier come out. He actually has a 77 Pontiac Trans Am. It was good while the Father's Day weekend to hang out and do car stuff. He was my brother Keith's favorite nephew and called him Sparkplug. So it was cool to watch this happen. Yep.
Yeah.
I think I convinced my son Xavier to start his own YouTube channel, so if he does, I'll make sure to talk about it coming up. But again, a lot of fun hanging out with him, talking about Uncle Keith and the Firebird and other things. Alright, so next we had to do is get those power steering hoses hooked up to the box, handle that real quick and see where we lead to. Get the fan put together. Now, we'll probably upgrade to a fanless cooling system here pretty soon. Get that together.
It's like right there.
Good times. Enjoyed having Xavier out here helping Dad. Love that kid. But onward we must go. I need to get this fan on so we can get some cooling to our Firebird. Get this all situated. Luckily I had a extra adapter to push that fan on a little bit more. Otherwise it was going to start running into hoses and other things on the front here. We'll get that squared away. Next we'll hook up some fuel lines to that new fuel pump that we picked up over at CarQuest. Go ahead and get all the fuel lines put together as best we can here. Move that across. Oh, get a fuel filter. Now don't flame me in the comments. I know it's a plastic one. It's just there to make sure we can clean out some fuel. Next, we had to take care of the grounding issues. There was no ground. So, originally from 1967, the first gens, the negative side of the cable goes to the block. So we're going to pull this bolt here, and we'll clean it up, and we will then throw that cable on there so we at least have some quality grounds for that motor. Alright, we're getting closer. Next thing I'm going to do is clean up the hardware that's the core support, the radiator shroud onto the frame of the car. So I just went ahead and cleaned those up real quick. Got some new rubber bushings for the core support. So we'll get all that installed and then we can get to installing that radiator. Man, it's getting close. Alright, let's put this core support in. Got our first bolt, we'll put it right there. Grab the other one. Come over here and just hold it. All you gotta do, yeah, just like that. Alright, let's grab that radiator. This is one of those Amazon $100 aluminum special radiators. It barely fits. Eventually I will get rid of it and buy something better with electric fans on it for ultimate cooling here in Phoenix, Arizona. I think the day I did this work, it was 110 degrees out there. Alright, time to put some hoses in. Gotta love these Pontiac hoses. I love how they go almost straight up. Alright, let's get this set down onto the thermostat housing, and then we will hook it up over to the radiator. Get that squared away. Get on there. Get on there. Do as you're told. Thank you. Thank you for being a good hose. Alright, next we're going to put in that lower one. This one's not a new one. It was one that was in the car when I picked it up. We're going to attach that to the water pump right there. Get that dialed in. Next, we'll go ahead and do the same for the lower one. And not thinking this is the correct radiator hose for a 67, but it's going to get the job done for now. And since we don't have the heater in the car yet, we're going to go ahead and plug off that heater hose port on the old water pump there. Just take a bolt and a little piece of rubber and stick it on there. No little nub jokes. Keep your jokes to yourself. Alright, tighten everything down. Don't want any leaks. Alright, here we go. Let's add some good old Arizona water to this just to kind of flush the system out before we go too hog wild on this start. And that's when we noticed water leaking out. Apparently, I forgot that there was no sending unit for the water temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and just plug that off for now until I can get a temp sensor to put in there and run to the gauge inside the car. Make sure we have that taken care of. And then, figured we better fill up that power steering reservoir. So let's add a little bit of power steering fluid to that. She's a thirsty girl. Alright, put that down. Tighten her up. Okay. Oh, there's the shop dog, Miss Sierra. Now let's fill it back up with water since we lost half our water. And again, the shop dog's getting her love. Gotta have her loves. Yes. Then we realize we have a small leak out of a freeze plug on the back side of the head. It just never stops sometimes with this car. So we did a video on that. You can watch that link up above. Next, we're going to pop in a little bit of gas since it's $20 a gallon, damn near it. Thank you, Brandon. And let's go ahead and fill that bowls up on both sides of this Edelbrock carb. We're getting close. And put a little bit more. And then we'll just dump a little bit down in the carburetor for good measure. Good, good. And just squirt everything, Brian. Perfect, perfect. No worries. And crank it. We want to see, what we want to see is, we want to see this fill up with gas. Just go ahead and crank it. Go again.
Oh, yeah.
Woot woot!
Woot woot!
Alright, well, I got too excited and kind of a dumbass, and I reversed the fuel lines. So, that one needs to move over to here, and this one needs to come over that way. So we'll reverse all this. Okay. You want to try this again? Oh, we got fuel. Whoa, 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 whoa. We got a leak up top here. Pull this real quick. We'll throw this on. Okay, let's give this another shot here. Kind of watch our fuel bowl here. See what happens. So maybe we should make sure we got all our fuel lines locked down. Sometimes I just get excited because we're this close to making everything happen. So went ahead and put all those hose clamps on, made sure we had no more fuel leaks. That would be really bad. All right, here we go. Fire in the hole. Well, guys, we did it. We got the Pontiac motor in the 67 Firebird, and it's running. We're not there yet. We still need to attach the brake booster, get the brakes done. We have some vacuum leaks. There's some little tweaks that have to be done. In addition, we got to work on that transmission. We have a turbo 350 that's in it right now. We need to pull the rear end out. We need to take care of the rear end, put some new shocks in the rear end, get all that suspension done, and work on our drive line since we changed everything up from that Chevy 350 motor back to this Pontiac 350. And if you were watching, then you saw a block sitting in the background there. Shh, don't tell the wife. I picked up a Pontiac 400 block, crank, and some rods. And I think probably later 2023-ish or sometime, we're gonna have a 400 to put back in this original 400 car. But so the next video, we're gonna have every Friday for the month of July. I'm gonna try to do what I can, little small segment videos on what we're doing to the car. Eventually the goal is by the end of July of 2022, I wanna be able to turn this thing on, put it into drive, and take it around the block as many times as I want without it overheating, without it breaking down, without anything happening. That means we have a lot to do in about 30 days. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, watching the videos. If you've been here from the start, when we first brought this car home, thank you. If you're a subscriber, I appreciate you a ton. If you're not, why not subscribe and follow along this journey? I'm rebuilding this 67 Firebird. So with that, guys, thank you so much. We got it running. That's a huge win. It's America's birthday, so happy birthday, America. Enjoy your weekend, guys, and I will see you next Friday for a return to Firebird Fridays. Have a good one. America.